Hello, we're waiting for Jackson to join us right here, but welcome to Thursday, July 7th, NBA show. I don't know why I said that weirdly, but I hope you guys have all had a great morning. But today, we're hopping right into it. Gonna enjoy, gonna get toasty. All right, hopefully the music isn't too loud in the background, but yes, here we are. I hope you guys had a fantastic day. A lot of things to talk about. Summer League is basically in full swing with the California Classic over and us doing now. I guess it's the Salt Lake City, which ends today, and then we get to see the beginning of the main event, the Las Vegas Summer League. Now, have there already been some surprises? Yeah, there's been Guy Santos. We saw the shot block party of Chet Holmgren. We as well saw Keegan Murray look worthy of the pick so far. And then last night we got to see some Kenneth Lofton put Chet Holmgren through a whirlwind. It was fun. I had a good time. Now, Chet last night, he was bullied by Kenneth Lofton, but he still had a good night. It wasn't, but Kenneth Lofton did have his way with him. It was very interesting. All right. Now, I also want to announce Tyler Dorsey has signed a contract with the Dallas Mavericks, allegedly. So, shout out Tyler Dorsey for that one. That seems pretty dope, to join an NBA team. I'm excited for him. And I want to hear you guys' thoughts down below. Hopefully Jackson joins us. If not, he's sleeping through this. Ooh. I made myself a cafe con leche. Now, I feel like this music's just really loud. In my head, it's like extremely loud. There we go. Wait, was it me or was that really loud? I don't know why, but I felt like that was louder than it ever had been before. And it was really fucking annoying me. Either way, because I don't have my constituent to my left, there's no point. So let's get right into some news. Let's run through what's going on in the NBA. First off, did anyone see the shoes that Chet Holmgren made his debut in? He made debut in KD's 15s. It was actually pretty interesting to see it. Also, there was a tweet that I actually agree with. KD literally made, what's up, Mr. 81? Chet Holmgren, next to Poku, was so skinny. So skinny. Like, he made Poku look big. All right. So let's get right into the news. So officially, Gary Payton II signed a 3-year, $26.1 million deal with the Portland Trail Blazers. The third year has a player option for the 2024 to 2025 season. So expect him to it's a 2-year deal. Similar fashion, Jalen Smith of the Indiana Pacers signed a 3-year, $15 million deal with the third year as well for 2024 to 2025, having a player option as well as a 10% trade kicker. Trade kicker basically means they make a bit more money, okay, if they get traded. Now, Jayshawn Tate, ironically, has a declined raise structure. So this coming year, he makes $7.1 million. The following year, he only makes $6.5 million. And he makes, in the final year, 7.1 again, with unlikely incentives of $500K per season. So those are 3 signings that to catch you up around the league. Now, Jamal Murray has been playing 1v1 against the Summer League, and he's looking like he's ready for the NBA season for the first time in a while. Also, some news was just tweeted. Donovan Mitchell's unlikely to request a trade per ESPN's Brian Windhorst. So, don't expect Donovan Mitchell to be traded. But the Denver Nuggets, let's be honest, the Denver Nuggets are looking good. And looking like they potentially could be a really good team last year. And they're running it back because, in my opinion, last year was just a fluke year. They just weren't healthy. Now, let's go over to the Summer League and let's talk about it. Matt, you brought up a great point. How did our guy Chet Holmgren do? Chet Holmgren, listen, you got to understand, Kenny Lofton got bullied or was the bully in that game. Kenny Lofton made sure that Chet Holmgren knew, hey boy, you got to put some meat on those bones. And it's it was apparent. Yes, Chet Holmgren had a double-double. He had a few blocks. But he looks like, again, I said it earlier, Poku looked like he had thick legs when standing next to the legs of Chet Holmgren. I thought Poku was skinny. Chet is skinny. Like Adrian Brody in The Piano is skinny. That's how skinny Chet Holmgren is. He's about to look like he's going like this. And that was a stupid reference. What up, Aaron Barton? Yes, Kenny Lofton. That's actually what we're talking about right now. Kenny Lofton bullied. And it's crazy. Also, I'm sorry, guys. I got to pull this picture up. This is what when I was watching every game I've seen Kenny Lofton in, this is what I thought about. I think Kenny Lofton low-key looks like Robert De Niro in Shark Tales. Someone's going to be like, that's awful. But look at this. In Shark Tale, or Shark Tales, I don't even know what you would call it. Tell me that Kenny Lofton does not look like... Let me pull this up. Booyah. This is Kenny Lofton. I don't know why, but he just literally looks like this to me. Also, yeah, Chet Holmgren's 1 foot taller than me, and he weighs 30 pounds, almost 40 pounds. I'm 155 pounds. Probably my playing weight would be like 180, maybe 190. And yeah, Chet Holmgren, like I've gotten up to 180 before, just like working out muscle. And I felt good at 180. I didn't feel like I was heavy. But I think I could, I've always talked about with my friends, if I played college basketball, which I think I could have played like D3, D2, I definitely would have had been 180, 190 just because of the way I play. I play like a wing who's 6'1", but, and I agree, like how the hell are you supposed to have success in the NBA when you're 7 foot tall and 200 pounds, like soaking wet? Also, Shark Tale is literally in Shark Tale has like an insane cast: Will Smith, Robert De Niro, Renee Ziegler, Jack Black, Angelina Jolie, Martin Scorsese. Matt Jackson's fucking asleep. I was actually gonna call him in a few minutes. If I wanted to go D1, I would have had to go JUCO. It would have taken so much, and I would have had God. I would have had God so hard. You were a starter. How tall are you? You're 6 foot, 205 in college. Were you just jacked? Were you jacked? Aaron, that's dope. Yeah, I think I don't know if I would have been a star, but I think I could have been either like a six man. Like my game is very similar to Matthew Dellavedova and like Facundo Campazzo. I'm a very like pesky defensive first, pass first. Like I can score, but like my friends all call me Bob Cousy when I like dribble and stuff because I dribble like I don't have the best handle, but I dribble really low, and my layup package I do like baseline reverse, and also I watch a lot of 1950s, 1960s basketball documentaries, and I do a lot of old school layups. Like I always do reverse with one, either with my left or right hand, but sometimes on angle I do the double-handed layup, backwards or even going up. So a lot of times my friends make fun of me because like a lot of my moves are like old school. Yeah, I'm a cut and slasher. That's dope. That's dope. Both speed and leaping. Yeah, I'm a cutter and a slasher. I always get, and same. I'm likewise. Really good mid-range jumper. I can shoot threes. I'm just not confident behind them. But for me, when I play basketball, people always ask me, they're like, "Did you run cross country in high school?" I'm like, "No, I actually fucking hate running, but I watch a lot of NBA and I notice guys like Max Strus and Duncan Robinson. I'm not the most athletic guy on the floor, but I have really, really, really good like stamina and basketball shape, so I just outrun everybody. Like I literally just outrun everyone. My friends joke that I'm like the most annoying person in the guard on defense because I never stop running. So, are we talking about Paulo's stat line? I expect Paulo to have 15 points, 10 plus rebounds. I think he'll dish out at least 3 assists, and he'll have a block and a steal. Yeah, I think Paolo Banchero will have a good game tonight. We'll have a really, really, really good game. And I think one thing tonight, let's pull up the summer league, what the summer league is looking like and why. But the summer league right here, if you look at it, one second, fucking Christ. This is usually when you have a constituent, your co-host will help anchor everything. Right here, I'm running a one-man show. Yeah, tonight's going to be awesome. So there is still the Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City still has 2 games. Oklahoma City versus Philadelphia and Memphis versus Utah. If you care for those games, go ahead, watch them. But the main event is tonight at 10 p.m. The Houston Rockets, Jabari Smith, will take on Paolo Banchero and the Orlando Magic. Now, who do I think win this game? I think the Orlando Magic. I think, first off, I think it's smart that they only put 1 game. If I had to watch a game, I honestly don't care for either of the last Salt Lake City games, but maybe I'll watch it. But yeah, my problem with the Salt Lake City games, the first 4 or 5 days of Summer League, I always get, it's not annoyed, but look, check this out. I'm trying to see some of this Orlando Summer League team, okay? This Orlando Summer League team, I wish they put Bull, but I want to see RJ Hampton go off. And I want to see if the Orlando Magic have updated their Summer League roster at all since the start of because I've made a video on what they were going to do, but they can also change that after a few days. All right, so basically RJ Hampton's still there. Okay, so the team is basically the same. I thought they were going to maybe put Bull in there, but no. So Caleb Houston, Paolo Banchero, and RJ Hampton are the guys you should be watching on the Orlando Magic. While the Houston Rockets, they're going to have they have to show off Paolo. They need to make sure everybody knows that Paolo Banchero was worth the pick, okay? And for me, when I look at this, the Rockets Summer League roster, also Caleb Houston, I want to see. Tari Eason, I wonder who Tari Eason's going to guard. I do think that's definitely interesting as all hell. Well, yeah, you have to understand this is Summer League. Take it all with a grain of salt. Let's not act like that team, like either team is going to be, whatever happens in Summer League is fine. Even though certain players need to do better than other players in Summer League. Like we made a video yesterday talking about Kelly Hayes needs the ball out in the Summer League or his NBA career could be over. And I say that confidently. I don't mean that any way disrespectfully. It's just there's a lot of times that Summer League isn't a huge thing for young guys, but it's actually a huge thing for third-year pros, the guys that teams are seeing if it's even worth keeping them on the roster, like a Kelly Hayes. And I think right here, RJ Hampton, year 3, RJ Hampton needs to go off for the Orlando Magic. He needs to show that he can be a part of the rotation and that he can score efficiently. I honestly don't remember Trae Young's Summer League performance. That was what, 5 years ago? I can't recall that one, but I would not believe it. There's a lot of, you guys would be surprised the amount of NBA players who suck in Summer League. Yeah, it's either for the thirds. Oh, so give me 1 second. My Microsoft, my Mozilla Firefox is lagging. Here we go. Why Sadiq Bey in the Pistons Summer League? Look, the reason why he's in that summer league is, oh god, I'm trying to quit my fire. Fucking my frames jump. My fire go nuclear on itself. All right, there we go. So now we're back. Everything should be good, and I'm back. I'm not lagging anymore. Everything's good. Now look, it was just because my Mozilla Firefox. Plus, I need to restore this computer that's like a year old, but like just improper file management on my part. It's honestly the only problem there's been improper file management is I corrupted my 2 terabyte hard drive. I'm so fucking pissed off about that. And then they tried charging me $900 to fix said hard drive. And I was like, you can suck my dick. I'm not going to pay you $900 to like restore my hard drive. I'm going to go buy $50 and just suck up the fact that I lost all those files. And it wasn't like I lost super important files. I just lost basically say for the last 18 months worth of saved footage that like instead of going to my YouTube library, I was able to just go to my hard drive and find those videos. But no, either way, I digress. Now, I think this NBA season is definitely going to be interesting Summer League, my apology. The Summer League will be interesting due to the fact that we're going to find guys that are either trying to make the roster or guys that they're trying to show that they're focal points. We mentioned guys like RJ Hampton, Kellyan Hayes. We've also seen Matt, I don't know why Saddiq Bey is there, if I have to be honest. I don't know. For me, it's more of how would one put it? As a guy, they're just trying to get their guys in basketball shape. That's the other thing is a lot of times when they have the older guys who we know are good, they put them in the summer league games so that they can get in shape and they can help out the roster. So, all in all, it's actually a good thing that like these guys, like Saddiq Bey, he'll be in better shape for training camp. I mean, also, I'm pretty sure you make some money playing in the summer league. So if you want some extra racks, go play some summer league basketball. Now, I wanted to talk about how we're at this weird point of free agency that like usually at this point, like obviously James Harden's going back to Philadelphia, but usually at this point in free agency, we only have one big name. This free agency is very, very slow. I mean, there obviously Miles Bridges, that man's not getting signed, and it supposedly his qualifying offer was rescinded. We're not even gonna get into Miles Bridges. He's just forget about him. And then there's DeAndre Ayton. James Harden's going back, but there's still some free agents out there that if you haven't been paying attention, you'd be surprised that they're still there. And also, Darvin Ham says Russell Westbrook has been counted out prematurely and will start for the Lakers next season, which is interesting enough. I think he's going to get traded, but maybe we're wrong. NBA free agents still available. Let's look and talk about NBA free agents still available. And it's pretty crazy to think about this because obviously, look at this. Also, Colin Sexton has no market. Supposedly, Colin Sexton's going back to Cleveland. Nobody wanted him. And it was before free agency that we thought he was going to get Bogdanovich money. I think Montrezl Harrell is being unfairly charged with charges of felony possession of marijuana with intention to distribute just because he had 3 pounds on him, which is ridiculous. Like that he's being charged for that. 3 pounds is nothing. That's like summer smoke. Like Matt Braun said, 1 pound a month. But I will say free agency is very, very weak at this point. Behind James Harden, who's going back to Philadelphia, DeAndre Ayton, allegedly the Suns at this point are willing to match any money, the best deal he's given. So I guess, there's that. Good for him. And oh my God, I just realized it didn't save at all any of the stuff I put on the banner. Fuck it. We're going to leave it. So at this point, we're waiting for DeAndre Ayton, Colin Sexton, because I guess Miles Bridges and Montrezl Harrell, ironically, they both play for the Charlotte Hornets until their legal situations are cleared up. I don't even know about Miles Bridges, but at least Montrezl Harrell. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Hassan Whiteside, Boogie Cousins. Jordan Wara's going to go back to the Bucks. Rajon Rondo, Josh Jackson, Jeremy Lamb, Isaiah Thomas, Lou Williams, Austin Rivers, Ben McLemore, Frank Jackson, Tristan Thompson. I'm surprised nobody's picked up Tony Snell or even Andre Iguodala. There's Juancho Hernan Gomez, a.k.a. Bo Cruz, Alfred Payton. Markieff Morris is out there. Brandon Goodwin, Paul Millsap, Eric Pascal, Greg Monroe, Moses Brown, Bruno Fernando, Facundo Campazzo, Avery Bradley, David Duke, Rodney Hood, Kemp Bazemore, Sharif Cooper, Quindary Witherspoon, Roddy McGruger, Ed Davis, CJ Ellaby, Yuta Watanabe, Lance Stevenson, who supposedly the Indiana Pacers were going to bring back, Wayne Ellington, Trent Forrest, Chris Chizoza, Ryan Archindio, Jared Culver, what a bust, Skylar Mays, Luka Garza, Sam Hauser actually re-signed, Jared Harper, Jake Layman. Fuck Jake Layman. Fuck Jake Layman. I'm going to give you guys... So Jake Layman, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, if you guys don't know. Well, Baltimore County, Maryland. And I have a bunch of friends. I actually almost went to the University of Maryland. And me in high school, I got to witness Jake Layman, Melo Tremble, and Diamond Stone. Great trio. Underperformed. We should have gone farther. Even though I go to the University of Kansas, that team should have gone farther in the NCAA tournament back in 2014. I think Jake Layman, I think he was a second-round pick. I think the only first-round pick from those guys was Diamond Stone in the first round. Melo Tremble is over in Europe. Jake Layman might have been, I think he was a second-round pick. But Jake Layman was a guy that, he was a second-round pick, and I always wanted him to have a great career. He was originally on the Portland Trail Blazers. Nothing really came to fruition there. He actually became a really good three-point shooter there. And then he was in that he signed a 3-year deal. Okay? He was signed a 3-year deal with the Blazers and then traded as part of the sign and trade deal. And he kind of sucked for us. Like, he really sucked. And he was basically a poor man's Chandler's Parsons. He got paid for 3 years. In his last year in Minnesota, Jake Layman didn't do shit. He played like 7 minutes a night. We didn't even put him in the game. And he never became like a solid three-point shooter. He's like a career 30% three-point shooter. I'm honestly so sad that Jake Layman never did anything. And so Jake Layman, you just cashed checks and didn't do crap. He's probably going to go overseas. I'm just so mad that he never became anything. Melo Tremble, on the other hand, who went undrafted, has like carved out a career overseas as like a dog. Supposedly he's like a dog in Europe. All right, that was my mistake. Is there any other former college players that you guys miss that didn't make it to the NBA? Now, damn. This is wild. So, Jake Layman lives in Portland, Oregon, and has 4 brothers, but a lot of his other members of his families are from Carroll County, Maryland. That's wild. Did not know that. So, I don't even know what we're supposed to talk about anymore. It's a lot easier when you have somebody else to bounce ideas off of, but right here, we're by ourselves. A little bit different this show today. Now, the NBA news has been lacking. Let's go over here. Oh, okay. So, the Nets are not thrilled with the trade offers for Kevin Durant. From the current understanding is that the Nets are not thrilled with any of the offers they've received for Kevin Durant yet, said Brian Windhorst. And he believes that a hot take concerning that they're reassessing with what they're at. And this is something that is known, that Durant wants to go to the Phoenix Suns, and the Suns offer what they have to offer right now, and it's just not what Brooklyn's interested in. Brooklyn is interested in other things, and that's why Woj and others are talking about the need for a third or fourth team in the deal. Now, Since Kevin Durant has requested a trade from the Nets last Thursday, he's reportedly gone completely dark in regards to speaking with other basketball players and team personnel, according to Yahoo Sports' Chris Haynes. Since he's requested the trade, there's been numerous stars that Chris Haynes has spoken to and numerous stars that have been trying to get in touch with him to pick his brain to see if he would consider other avenues and just want to get a sense of what he's thinking. KD's going dark, Haynes said on his Posted Up podcast. He's not talking to anybody, not answering anybody's phone calls, not responding to text. The only time you see him get out into the sunlight is when he responds to Twitter, and he's not saying much on there either, according to Madison Williams. And allegedly, there's another consideration Brooklyn has to make about whether it's positive or negative to move on from Kyrie either before or after Kevin Durant trade, Woj said regarding an Irving trade on NBA Today. The market is certainly very different for Kevin Durant than it is for Kyrie Irving. The Nets have talked with the Lakers and believe there's some back and forth communication there. And you look at the cap space right now, and a team like San Antonio could be the facilitator and let's say a Russell Westbrook for Kyrie Irving deal between the two teams. They have the cap space, and now you have to incentivize them at a pretty high level and think that the willingness of the Lakers to incentivize a deal with multiple draft picks. And there's a reasonable belief that the deal hasn't gone anywhere due to this fact. So basically, they're suggesting that Russell Westbrook and a Kyrie Irving trade, if it did to happen, they might wait to do it after Kevin Durant. And why? Because they might do an outright Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook swap. But instead of sending Russell Westbrook to the Nets, because the Nets are just like, look, that's just not going to work because Simmons and Westbrook, you can't have that on the same court. And so they're going to be like, all right, let's just send Kyrie to the Lakers, send the picks and everything basically to the Spurs, and the Spurs buy out Russell Westbrook. And if you can entice the Spurs to do that, I think you got yourselves a trade partner. It all just comes down to how much is it going to take to entice the Spurs. Now, the Pacers might be signing DeAndre Ayton to an offer sheet. What do you guys think about that? DeAndre Ayton to an offer sheet. That would be wild. That would be something else. I wouldn't have expected that. Let me get my nicotine fill. Usually I have a co-host, so I can hit the jewel anytime he's fucking talking, but I'm about to quit soon. It'll be like my third time. I started smoking nicotine when I was like 12. Awful. Stopped smoking cigs when I was 17. It's been 5 years since I smoked a cigarette. But either way, I only take that because of Adderall and caffeine, but like, when I graduate, my plan is before I graduate college, I'm done with that shit. Either way, supposedly, according to John Gambadoro, he believes that we are close to a resolution with DeAndre Jordan, maybe even tomorrow, which is today. Okay, and yeah, I hope the Hawks aren't done. I hope they get DeAndre Ayton. So supposedly today we'll find out, or tomorrow, about DeAndre Ayton. Indiana has the cap space, and as well do the the San Antonio Spurs and Indiana Pacers are the two teams with the cap space to sign him currently. And there's been rumblings that they're going to sign him to an offer sheet. But Toronto allegedly has some interest, but John Gabadoro has no idea what level of interest they have. Now, while DeAndre Ayton has been viewed as potential trade chip in Kevin Durant talks in the restricted free agent center, has reportedly been exploring his options elsewhere. Brian Windhorst on his Hoops Collective podcast at the 44-50 minute marker that Ayton has taken meetings with teams that are not involved in the potential Durant negotiation. It's unclear whether any of those teams have made a formal contract. And yeah, so I think it's pretty interesting. Also, another news that after a season where he even flirted with the Final Four, Mike James is ready to say yes to Monaco's offer that will keep him with the team for the upcoming season. Monaco presented Mike James with a new offer with a threshold of $2 million per year, which is a raise. And Mike James has been discreetly looking for options to go back to the NBA, but none of those have came up. So I think it's interesting right there. Now, the Atlanta Hawks. They actually, listen to this. The Atlanta Hawks somewhat hilariously created a trade exception worth $46,000 by trading Jock Landale. How funny is that? They created a trade exception by trading Jock Landale. Genius, okay? Good job on their part. I mean, man, oh man, I wouldn't have been able. Like, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna use that $46,000 for, but $46,000 trade exception. Good job, boys. Good job. You'll save some money on your next trade. But now, I think Kevin. All right, so let's talk about Kevin Huerter was traded because I think, and another reason why I think they want to trade John Collins is because they got too excited. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals and they pulled a Cleveland Cavaliers. You remember when the Cleveland Cavaliers won the championship, and instead of being rational and going into free agents and retooling, sort of how the Warriors did, instead of overpaying the guys, they overpaid Tristan Thompson, they overpaid J.R. Smith, they overpaid, I think it was Iman Shumpert, and they brought everyone back. And the Hawks did the same thing. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. John Collins' contract expired. Kevin Huerter's contract was coming up. And they were like, fuck, we need to pay Kevin Huerter. We need to pay John Collins. And they overpaid them. I mean, John Collins might not be overpaid. $23 million for John Collins, what he potentially can do, and we've seen him do, is actually really good. He's like a 63% true shooter. And yeah, no, I completely agree. They churned. First off, people are like saying Justin Holiday's a bum. Look at Justin Holiday's stats on the Pacers. Ignore the Kings stats. Okay, he played for the Kings for like 15 games, and I think he didn't want to be there. They didn't want him there, and it was just a bad experience. But look at his stats at the Pacers. He's like the quintessential definition of a 3-and-D guy. Okay, and plus they signed his brother as the backup point guard in Aaron Holiday. Great. So they have the Holiday brothers, who. Brother with Drew Holiday. They're just all three great defenders, and they all can shoot 3-pointers. And yeah, Justin Holiday's a 3-and-D guy. That's straight up what Justin Holiday's middle name is, 3-and-D. And Mo Harkless will even be on the roster. I think he'll be a backup power forward, small forward. I think Mo Harkless is an underrated defender. He's not a great 3-point shooter, but he's a willing 3-point shooter, and that's kind of what you want. You want a guy that's just willing, where defenses will have to respect the fact that, you know, they're going to take 3-pointers. Now, you guys want to hear something cool? Trae Young led the NBA by creating 11.74 bonus wins last season at a cost of $8.36 million. He was arguably the NBA's most underplayed player. In comparison, MVP Nikola Jokic also did something incredible, creating almost as many bonus wins despite being paid for nearly 4 times more than Trae Young's salary. And there's a lot I noticed from the first look at bonus wins. Bonus wins are rare. In the whole NBA, only Jokic and Trae Young delivered more than 10 bonus wins. Only 16 players, including Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, Darius Garland, delivered as many as 6. So basically, Trae Young and Nikola Jokic had double the bonus wins than every other player. And it's a lot easier, obviously, for lower salary players to create bonus wins. Most of the league leaders in bonus wins made under $10 million, which is why it's so impressive that Nikola Jokic made just as many bonus wins as Trae Young. And Trae Young was in the final year of his rookie deal, so that's why it was incredible. And Trae Young is 23, and the average age of the league leader in bonus wins is 26. Little Trae Young flex for y'all. So I do want to say. And look, also, listen to this. I think it's funny. I like Bill Sims, but Bill Sims had to apologize for suggesting a Kevin Durant for Trae Young trade. And also, Bill Sims apologizing for doing 2 pods about Kevin Durant trades without realizing the rookie extension rules made most of them illegal, and then proposing a KD for Trae Young trade, which is also illegal for the same exact reason that he did for 14 seconds later, is incredible. That is incredible. I also agree. I think Trae Young's better than Ja. But who's the better defender? Who would you want? Oh, wait. Who's the better defender than Trae Young or Ja? I low key want to say Trae Young is a better defender than Ja Morant. Is that a hot take? Is that a hot take? At least Trae Young gets steals and tries. Okay, Ja Morant, yeah, he had 1.2 steals, but a lot of Ja Morant's steals are just by they happened to land in my hand. Trae Young sometimes actually pickpockets. I actually think Trae Young has a pickpocketing skill at sometimes. Over the last 2 years, he hasn't been as great at it, but in his sophomore season, I remember Trae Young being able to like strip slash pickpocket guys when he wanted to. I don't know. Who do you guys think is better? Like, yeah, like Trae Young, I think he's taking a backseat on defense, but Trae Young, he's not a good defender even when he tries, but at least when he tries, he's like a really good pickpocketer. It's like oddly weird how good he is at pickpocketing, and I'm always kind of surprised by it. So that's definitely where I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What do you guys think of I think Trae Young could be like a Chris Paul level defender if you want. Chris Paul was a dog when he was older, but Ja Morant probably not a dog when Ja Morant probably has most potential to be reminiscent of Chris Paul, but that's all circumstance. Yeah, I agree. It's probably because of the offensive burden that Trae Young is. You think John Morant's the better defensive player? Like, I think Ja has the potential to be a better defensive player, 100%. John Morant has the, I've said this repeatedly, John Morant needs to follow the Chris Paul trend, because I don't know if you guys remember, Chris Paul between like 2004 and 2010 was a similar, like, John Morant has a similar play style to Chris Paul, young Chris Paul, and then Chris Paul suffered injuries and had to change his style of play. But Chris Paul was a good perimeter defender. I think John Morant can do that. John Morant has the wingspan and size. So physically, John Morant has the tools to be a better defender. But for pickpocketing, specifically pickpocketing, Trae Young, I think, is an underrated pickpocketer. 100% an underrated pickpocketer and tries at pickpocketing more. But can we agree? John Morant, before he got hurt, part of the reason why the Warriors were dogging them was because John Morant literally wouldn't guard his man. It felt like sometimes in playoff basketball, when the Grizzlies were on defense, it was 4v5 because John Morant wasn't there. And the Warriors would mismatch and try to always have the guy who was being guarded by Ja be the one who's going it. Yes, okay. Aaron, you said it right. You said it right there. Ja should be the better defender, but I don't know I don't want to call him lazy. There's a lack of effort on the defensive level. Oh my God, Max Hill. 100%. Jose Alvarado. That guy is a defensive dog. That's the type of guy that I look at and I want to learn how to play defense like him. He is an absolute dog, Jose Alvarado. Jose Alvarado, man, he is a dog on the defensive end. And yeah, Aaron, you're right. Yeah, John Morant's larger than Trae, has more vertical. I think John Morant's 6'1", 6'2", with a what? Like a 6'5" wingspan, I think they say it is. John Morant measurements. John Morant is 6'1" or 6'3" with a 6'7" wingspan. My apologies. So yeah, theoretically, John Morant should be an actual good defender. Physically, he has all the measurements needed to be a good one, which is interesting in its own right. So that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think of all of this? Is there anything, and defense is such an underrated skill in the NBA that it pisses me off sometimes that people don't realize how undervalued it is, And it's annoying to the fact that you sit around and people don't realize, like, you remember, who was it? The Pistons back in, really just choked on my spit. The Pistons, I went in my nose. Oh my God, my eyes are watering. The Pistons in the early 2000s won a championship with defense. Sorry, girlfriend's texting me if she should make coffee there. Also, I think your boy's moving to Florida next June. I think I'm going to take a job offer there. But yeah. Hey. Yeah, you might be right, Aaron. It might be defensive reads. Also, Chet Holmgren, yes, he just needs muscle. But you say that, and look, there's people out there who literally can't gain muscle. Like, look at me. Look at me. Okay, I'm an ectomorph. I'm an ectomorph. Let me take these headphones off. So let me explain. I'm gonna have to get on my knees to explain this. Okay, look at my arms. I am skinny as hell. I'm 6'1" with a 6'4" wingspan. Okay, so like let's just put me in, for example, as Chet Holmgren. I have narrow shoulders. Do you see? Like, I don't know if I can go shirtless on this. We're gonna just go shirtless. I have narrow shoulders. Like this is Chet Holmgren's shoulders. Like kind of like this. That's how Chet Holmgren's shoulders. You see Poku? Like Poku and I have very similar shoulders. Our shoulders go like this. Chet Holmgren's shoulders are like this. He has very narrow shoulders. When you have narrow shoulders, which I also have narrow shoulders, but mine's set more like this. His are more like this. And when you have narrow shoulders like this, it's very hard to put muscle on. Like this, like it's very hard. Like me, I'm an ectomorph. Same exact body type as Chet Holmgren and Poku. Difference is I have massive legs. Like being my parents being from Italy and Argentina, I was given like massive like leg. Like this isn't doing me justice, but I have like for my body type, I have really like thick legs. So Chet Holmgren has to get to like 230 pounds. Has to get to 230 pounds, and exactly. Max Hill, you should become a fucking basketball player. If you're 6'3" with a 6'9" wingspan, goddamn. Yeah, Aaron Barton, that's a fucking gift, Max Hill. 6'3", 6'9". I'm 6'1", 6'4", and I weigh 155 pounds. Like I've said, if I wanted to play basketball, I probably would have had gone up to 180 at the very least. That would be my playing weight. But yeah, 6'3", 6'9", bro. Go out, put reps, become a shooting guard, okay? And start playing defense. Learn how to move your hips, because people don't. This is something that they don't teach kids in basketball. Is the way to be a good defender in basketball is keep your hips open, because whenever your hips go to the side, you become a diagonal, which is easier to get past you. But if you always keep your hips open and you learn how to shift them like this, you'll become a great defender because you're able to stay in front. Yeah, I'm 6'1", 155 pounds. It's fucking unreal. I like naturally have less than 10% body fat, but it's unreal. But yeah, Aaron Barton, I believe, yeah, if you were that big, 205 pounds, you were probably just a muscle hamster. Muscle hamster. Would have loved to see you fucking about 6 foot, 200 pounds, dunking and like leaping. Ooh. Yeah, Max Hill. You better either be playing like basketball or you should be a football player. Yeah, if you're still growing, go play basketball. Go play basketball, dog. Go out there. Like, first off, if your jumper isn't like, if you don't have a good jumper or your offensive game isn't ready, just work on your defense. Work on your defense. You will get a scholarship offer somewhere if you play defense, because it's harder to coach good defense than it is to coach offense. I truly believe this. When you're trying to play basketball at a collegiate level, even at a high school level, coaches will love guys who try 110% on defense, grab the boards, hustle to the ball, and if they're iffy on offense, you can fix that. You can teach somebody how to shoot. You can teach someone how to dribble. That is easy, but you can't teach someone to be a dog on defense. There are so many players in basketball that everybody wants to be offensive. Everyone wants to be offense. There's not enough guys who want to play defense. I tell this to everyone. If you want to make it far, play defense. Play hard defense. Play hard defense. Play team basketball. Hustle. Play pass. Like Aaron Barton. Defense is a mindset. For me, I find defense the most fun, exhilarating thing. Especially me being 6 foot. Sometimes when I'm at the rec, I'll get switched on to a guy who's like 6'5", 30 pounds heavier than me. And oh, baby, I get real sweaty. I put my full body on that guy, and I make sure not to let him get past. Even if he's bigger than me, I do a great job defending him, because the satisfaction of knowing a guy who's bigger than you and trying to beat you because he thinks you're a skinny, small fuck on defense, and then you know how to correctly use your length, use your size, even though he's backing you up, to use your verticality to contest the shot and be able to alter it because you correctly defended it is an incredible feeling. And coaches love that way more, because if they see you do all these things on defense, then they know on offense you're going to be willing to do all the off-ball work, which is another thing. If you're not a good shooter, learn how to play off-ball, learn how to slash, learn how to cut, learn how to set screens. Setting screens for the ball handler, but also for guys off-ball is awesome. Yeah, play his handles. Literally, that's what I was talking about, the hips. When you're guarding someone on the perimeter, you want your hips always to stay. So if you want to basically move like this, like, I'm not going far enough, but you kind of want to go like this, move back like that when you're guarding someone, but you never want to open your hip, like make your hips too open. You always want to keep your hips in front of your guy. And like Aaron Barnes said, play him to his handles, okay? Force him to pick up his dribble, okay? And basically stay in front of him. You have a 40-inch fucking vertical. I would kill for a 40-inch vertical. I don't do any vertical workouts. I probably should. For someone who's never worked out vertical, I can touch rim, but I've never. Max Hill, we want to know when you get your scholarship, okay? Let us know when you become a fucking D1 basketball player. I'm going to be watching you, Max Hill. I'm enjoying this basketball talk, but yeah, no, so I think it is interesting to see how this all happens, but good shit, dog. Good shit. You got to get those numbers up, though. 2.1 blocks, I assume, you're playing high school? Get those numbers up. I know that's still really good. That is really good. Yeah. 2.1. If you get those numbers even good, up. Get them up. I mean, that's still more than I ever average. So, like, that's fucking awesome. But let's get those up to 3. Let's not end at 2. Let's get to 3. We expect the best from you. But yeah, like, think about this. Walker Kessler in college basketball averaged 4.6 blocks. Yeah, right here. Aaron Barnes averaged 8. I believe that. Basically, high school stats should be like ridiculous. If you're like, from what my understanding is, if you look at NBA player stats in high school, they literally are like 2K generated players, like in my career. In college, it will dip, but like that's when you look at guys who go to college to the NBA, their stats literally are ridiculous for college standards. Like the best shot blockers in the NBA, they average 3 to 4 blocks in college, and then they only average like 1 or 2 blocks in the NBA. Isn't that crazy to think about? Sometimes up to 3. Very, like, I think it's Mitchell Robinson, Miles Turner, who's another one. They all those guys, like the elite shot blockers in the NBA, averaged like 2.5, 3 blocks a game. Oh, okay. That was your freshman year stats? Yeah. Okay. You're going to keep getting better, dude. If you're a freshman, 6'3". Oh, wait. No, you're not a freshman. You're, a junior? Yeah. Aaron Barnes, each leap, it will dip, but it's got to be ridiculous at each level. Dude, Kenny Lofton, Mr. 81. I love Kenny Lofton. And we were making a joke earlier that he looks like Robert De Niro and from Shark Tales. Dude, imagine how good Kenny Lofton could be if he wasn't like morbidly obese. Am I rude for saying that? Or am I wrong? Like, imagine if he's like wasn't morbidly obese. Maxwell, you're a dog. I can't wait to see you in college. Like a fatter Barkley, yeah. Especially he had a 3-point jumper. I think something that Kenny Lofton, he needs to lose some weight. I don't know if it's just that people have told him that he needs to lose weight and he refuses to show people that he doesn't need to lose weight. But I don't know, man. It just feels like at times that Kenny Lofton, if he was 30 pounds lighter, he would still be just as effective. Just a big boy. Yeah, Kenny Lofton already has a contract. He's on a two-way contract. But yeah, I would not be surprised if he keeps dogging like this. That two-way contract might be turned into a standard deal. Holy crap. Max Hill over here. Dog. Crushing the stat sheet. But no, you're good, Aaron. You're good. I'm just I just know a lot about contracts. I stay with the contracts. Stay with the contracts, boys and girls. But either way, we're coming in at the last 9 minutes of the stream. And let's see if there's any rumors from Hoops Hype that we can discuss. There actually hasn't been that much. It's actually been a quiet day. All right. Donovan Mitchell is going to stand pat and not force a trade right now. According to Brian Windhorst, Donovan Mitchell is unlikely to request a trade. On Mitchell's side, he's going to stand pat. He's not going to force any action right now. And Donovan Mitchell said, circle got smaller. Everybody can't go, which is interesting. Then we have over here, what are your thoughts on Russell Westbrook? This was what was asked by Darvin Ham. And he responded, count it out prematurely. Count it out prematurely. I've had some great interactions with Russ in person, over dinner, over the phone, over text message. I love Russell Westbrook, man. Just his mentality, his approach. Just to see him, a guy of that magnitude, and everything he's done in the league to get hated on. But being me, I got a wholehearted plan, a clear plan on how I'm going to use it. I showed it to him, sat him down, brought stuff up for him. I think he's going to flourish. We ain't going to try to curtail his energy. We're just going to try to diversify it, redirect it. You see Westbrook as a starter under you with the Lakers? Russell Westbrook responded, yes, indeed. It's the way we're going to play and the type of people that are going to be out there on the floor. That's the biggest thing. It's interesting. Also, have you guys heard about this? Colin Kaepernick's representative says, Max Hill, where'd you get not job offers, but commitment offers? And also earlier, Aaron Barton, Sarasota, Florida is where I'm looking. If you're in South Georgia, Sarasota, Florida, like 20 minutes south, 30 minutes south of St. Petersburg, Tampa is where I got a job offer. I got to call him back in December, and I think I'm gonna take it. Yeah, it's very true. Where'd you get some offers, Max Hill? Any cool schools? But hey, keep grinding. Have you guys heard about this Colin Kaepernick Big Three? So basically, Colin Kaepernick yesterday was allegedly disclosed as a new investor in the league, but then a representative for Kaepernick denied the former quarterback's involvement, said he's not investing, and the representative said early Thursday that it's just not true. A source close to the league claimed that Kaepernick's investment will allow the league to continue operating. Multiple players with the Big Three league have been preparing for a potential shutdown. Okay. The Big Three is a 3-on-3 basketball founded by Ice Cube. And, oh my God, I didn't know this. Jared Jack and Amir Johnson, coached by Steven Jackson, won the league last year. But, wait. I did not know the Big Three is on a lifeline. What? This is crazy. So, supposedly, the Big Three is running out of money. I didn't know this. What's his face went on Ice Cube recently went on the Pat McAfee show and was hyping it up. And that is wild, okay? Because I guess the Big Three is about to shut down, and I didn't know this. I had no idea that it was about to be shut down. I don't really watch the Big Three. I watch the clips of it, but not really my bag. And it's not even that it's because it's 3v3 basketball. It's just like, hey, I am applying, Mr. 81, I am applying to schools out in San Diego, California, San Diego. I think it's San Diego State are the three schools I'm applying to for grad school. And Max Hill, if you go to Kansas State, just don't ever speak to me. Your boy's a fucking Jayhawk. Fuck the Wildcats. Fuck K-State. Fuck K-State. Fuck K-State. Fuck K-State. Literally when Mr. Brightside comes on. So That's literally at the course we yell "fuck K-State." Temple, I actually have a few dogs to go there. South Carolina, dude. If you want to have a good time, lot of babes. South Carolina, dude. South Carolina has so many girls. Also, Kansas State is like in the middle of like nowhere. Temple's in the city. That's cool. I've never been to Utah. Don't know anything about the Utah Utes, but besides that, their special teams coordinator's wife got arrested, who's on Desperate Housewives of Salt Lake City, which I watch with my girlfriend. Liberty's cool, but again, dude, South Carolina, dude, be a Gamecock. So many Southern belles. Also, like all the rich girls from the Northeast go to South Carolina. That's like where every girl in my high school went to. I'd suck it for it half their asses. But that's dope, dude. Yeah, I mean, plan is maybe like 10 or 20. I'm supposed to hit 20,000 subscribers this coming May, and then I'm supposed to hit 100,000 subscribers by, I think it's like August of 2024 is right now the projections I've read. So, maybe at 20,000 or 15,000, wherever, when I move to Florida, maybe we do like a big like event, not even event, but like maybe I just set up like for us to all to meet at like a restaurant, and I rent out like a restaurant room. We just hang out and watch some basketball. And then like I get us catering or something. I don't fucking know. But that's the plan. I do want to meet all like have, especially for my own YouTube channel, or even for this, I just want to have like an establishment of being able to like, come here. Hey, Max Hill. I completely understand that, buddy. If they're promising you to start at point guard, as much as I fucking hate the Wildcats, I completely understand that, and I will still cheer for you. But I think that's a thing that's interesting. And like, look, go to Kansas State if that's your best offer. But if you want a good time, go to South Carolina. You'll be rolling in pussy. Like, I'm talking like blonde, tan brunettes rolling in that pussy in South Carolina. So much pussy. Yo, I would love to go to California. If I go to California, it's because I get into one of those schools, and it's also because they're letting I either get a job at a news station there. Kind of like Florida's right now. I have a job offer there. So the money, I have student loans that I'll have to start paying back. And besides that, if I take a California job, I either have to get a job at a news station, or B, I would have to get a job as a GTA, which is a graduate teaching assistant, which I would basically be teaching intro level courses for journalism or English, which I'm fine with. I just rather get my start in the news industry while going to school instead of having to support myself by teaching. I love you, Max. That was good. That was a good response, buddy. Okay. How do you say that? Mycel? Israel, Mycel? Like how is it pronounced the same way at the end of Israel? Mizell Hill? Put down the enunciation. Yeah, dude. Aaron's right here. 3 and D. But also be able to rebound and create. But yeah, 3 and D is going to take you far. Aaron Barn, what type of software? My dad has an MBA, but he's an IT. He went to Bentley University, and Barry College he went to Barry for his master's, Bentley for his undergraduate. My dad always regret he could have gone to he could have gone. He got accepted into MIT in the 80s, and because he had immigrated from Argentina and gotten his GED, he basically said, nah, I'm not going to go to MIT, because they wanted him to take one extra course. He had to take a summer class of trigonometry before he could enroll in MIT. And he was like, well, I'll just go to Bentley because they'll let me enroll in the summer. And he always just like, I should have just gone to MIT. I could have just taken a summer class and like have an MIT degree. Dude, Cole Swider is not that bad. Cole Swider, not that bad. I kind of like him. And I didn't know much about him before this, but Cole Swider earned himself a contract, little white boy from Syracuse. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Yeah, Syracuse. I didn't know he played from Nova. It makes sense. He has a lot of those fundamentals that you see from Nova guys. 6'9", big boy. And look, he was a 4-star recruit. He went to Nova and nothing special, but then he began playing power forward. And he's a guy that I think he could be a poor man's version of Sadiq Bey. What Sadiq Bey currently is. Yeah, dude, we're in the same conference. K-State plays Kansas. So if you went to K-State, obviously if you went there, I'd already be graduated, but I'd see you play us twice a year and lose. I'm just kidding. But if you did play for K-State, I'm sorry. My Jayhawks. I don't know when. I think K-State hasn't beat us in like 10 years. I think since Michael Beasley in like 2008. Maybe Max, maybe you're that guy. Hey, if you go to any HBCU, go to Morgan State. That's actually like such a beautiful campus. It's near my house. Not near my house, near my boy's old house. I mean, I guess it's near my mom's house. It's like 20 minutes away. It's in the city of Baltimore. It's on the nice side. It's on the east side. It's actually like beautiful. They're like they have like skyscrapers. They like rebuilt the entire campus the last 10 years. Morgan State, if you're looking at an HBCU, historical. Actually, I think academically, besides, I believe, Howard, Morgan State is the best, arguably the best athletics. Besides football, I think Jackson State takes the football for HBCU. Best athletics and academics combination is Morgan State. Plus, Morgan State has a really good basketball program. I just know that Howard might be a little bit better academically. But, hey, I'll make a video on Cole Swider. Either way, that's it. I'm out of here. I hope you guys... I guess that was kind of loud. Yeah. That's the video. I don't know how I had that set up. All right. No, I completely get you. I will tell you, K-State is like in Manhattan, which is an hour south of me, an hour west of me. And it's like a farm town. And let's just say it's very cornbread. Shea Texan, Will is asleep. Will is fucking asleep. I'm an insomniac. I don't really sleep. So here I am. Okay, guys. Have a great day. Love y'all. Go check out Will's channel, or Jackson, who's asleep. Go check out my channels down below. I have an NFL and an NBA channel. Links are in the description. I'm done. Have a great day, guys. Love y'all.